Hello, welcome back to another video. In today's video I want to try to compare SemRush with KWFinder. I'm only looking at the keyword difficulty score. The reason for that is I feel this is a very important thing for people that are starting websites and writing articles and they want them to rank on Google. A lot of people these days are using these kind of tools to search for words and phrases they're going to write their articles about. The problem is if you're using a tool which has a keyword difficulty score which is all wrong, that isn't accurate, you're going to end up writing articles for things that don't really have a chance of ranking on Google. Then you get these people that basically give up because they don't see how they're ever going to get traffic. Anyway, so this is why I'm focusing on the keyword difficulty. So at the moment, my favorite tool at the moment, as you probably noticed, is KWFinder, specifically when we're talking about the keyword difficulty score. But it'll be interesting today because we're up against one of the big guns in SemRush, who apparently have recently updated their keyword difficulty. It'll be interesting to see how they compare. Anyway, I will leave a link in the description for both of these tools. They both offer free trials. It's always a good idea that you test them out for yourself. Of course, these will be my affiliate links. I do appreciate it anytime that you guys use my affiliate links. It really helps to support the channel. Anyway, one last thing. You will notice this is like a series of videos. I've basically been comparing KWFinder with all kinds of other tools on the market. So, but every time in every video I use the same 4 phrases because in my mind I feel like that will really help you to compare between all of the different videos, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so the first one is low sugar recipes. As you can see, we already have it up on this SemRush over here. It's saying it's got a keyword difficulty of 45%. It calls it a possible thing for you to rank for. It says a competitive keyword to rank for, you will need well structured and unique content. And you see it has down here, it does actually give you the top 10 in the SERPs, and it will give you the authority score. That's like their own version of domain authority. It's quite interesting how the highest one is 27. So the only issue I have with this is not a common way of measuring the domain authority. So you would have to work out what would be your threshold. Usually with the Moz authority, I go for having a couple that are under 20 in score. That will tell me it's a relatively low competition. But yeah, but I can see straight away that this is a high-end tool because it has given me like a lot of information. Okay, so let's search on low sugar recipes on KWFinder. So it's quite interesting that this one is saying 44 for a keyword difficulty, which is almost exactly the same as SemRush. And then the domain authority, so you can see why it's 44 because we have the lowest domain authority is a 64. And the rest, are pretty high. So yes, that would be pretty hard for you to rank for. Low sugar recipes, are they all on point? The first few are low sugar recipes. Sugar free. Now we seem to have this thing where for some reason it has things in that are sugar free, but low sugar and sugar free to me are slightly different things anyway. So that isn't exactly on point. Low carb, which again you can see how it might be kind of related but not exactly. Low sugar, sugar free again. So yeah, it's like all of these are not exactly on point, but anyway you can see that a lot of them that are on point have got a high domain authority. So yeah, you can see why it's not a super hard one, but it's kind of in the middle. So yeah, and actually this is like the first time that I've got more information on another tool, so that's good. So let's go for the next one. Why does my dog smell? Why does my dog smell? And we're going to search that on here, and we're going to search that on here, and we're going to see what we get. So over on this side, why does my dog smell? We've got a keyword difficulty of 24 on KWFinder. So when we look at the domain authority, yes, we've got one under 20 here, we've got a 25 here, 30. So it's not super low, but it's kind of on the lower side. So yeah, I can see why it would be a 24. I seem to remember all of these are on point. Dog smells. Why does my dog stink? Why does my dog stink? Yeah, so all of these are on point. So that's another reason why it wouldn't be a super low score. So 24 seems about right to me. And then over here on SemRush, it's saying it's 34%. So a competitive keyword to rank for, you'll need well structured and unique context. So it's again very close. Now 34 against 24. Now when I see that all of these are on point and we only have one under 20, yeah, I would kind of say, now I'm going to ask for the metrics here because I want to see, and every time you ask for the metrics, that will actually cost you a credit in your plan, by the way. So yeah, when we look at the page authority here, it does seem to not really correlate with the domain authority over here. So yeah, you would certainly, I mean, there's one here that says it has a domain authority of 0. Yeah, I did ask for America, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So yeah, I think this is the only thing that would kind of maybe be a little bit hard with this tool. Yes, the information is really great, but because they're using their own version of authority score, you would have to get used to that, and you'd have to come up with your own threshold that tells you what is competitive and what isn't, if you know what I mean. I mean, it seems like, I mean, there's one here 52, so it seems like that it goes up to 100, but there seems to be quite a few here that seem low. So then why isn't the difficulty score lower? Anyway, so, but overall it's saying 34, this one is saying 24. It's kind of fairly close. Like, to be honest, I would go more with 34 on this one because I can see there's quite a lot of high domain authority stuff that's on point. Okay, so let's go with the next one. What is indoor bowls? Now, I did this one on purpose, and I'm searching on purpose in America for something which is more UK based, because I just want to see if it has any information in the database about something that's quite obscure. So we're going to search here on KWFinder, we're going to search here on SemRush. So for KWFinder, it has said it's a keyword difficulty of 15. And obviously most of these websites are based in the UK because this sport is more a UK based sport. Okay, so it's saying 15. We've got domain authority of 98, 19. Yeah, so we have got a few, like 3 under 20. There's someone in the second position with a DA of 19. They all seem to be kind of on point. I seem to remember some of them are more like a beginner's guide. So I think if you were to do an article which was more based around what is indoor bowls rather than a beginner's guide, you might have a higher chance of ranking for this one. But yeah, 15 seems fair, considering, yes, there are 3 things in the top 10 which are under 20, and not all of them are entirely on point, although they are fairly close. Then we look at SemRush. Okay, so it says a keyword difficulty not applicable. Okay, interesting. Even though it says there is some volume in America for this keyword. SERP not found for what is in the box. So, like, to me, this is slightly disappointing for a tool which is supposed to be one of the high-end ones. It kind of like surprises me that KWFinder is able to come up with something where SemRush isn't. Let me just go for the UK to see, because obviously this is more a UK based term. Do I have to search again? Okay, let's press the search button again just in case we need to search again. Is it still going to say it doesn't have any data? Keyword difficulty NA. So yeah, that is a bit disappointing. The whole reason I used this term is I thought it might be a hard one, and it kind of surprises me that KWFinder, which is a lot cheaper than SemRush, that they have stuff where SemRush doesn't. Anyway, let's do the final one. Best blenders for seniors. Let's see how it does with that. I would imagine it will be okay with that. It isn't so obscure. Best blender for seniors. Okay, this is weird. Why is it saying NA, NA, NA? This is kind of weird, and it is on United States desktop, and it's saying NA for everything. Best blenders for seniors. I mean, surely that's a fairly common thing that people will be searching. Okay, let's do mobile just in case that makes any difference. Do I need to search again? Don't think so. I think it automatically updates. Okay, so it seems like it doesn't have anything for this. This is really surprising. Maybe it's not a popular keyword, maybe. But, you know, when we look at KWFinder, yes, it has it. It says it's a keyword difficulty of 12. And then we've got this article, number 1, best blender for elderly. Blenders for the elderly. Best blenders for elderly. The best blenders for the elderly. So it's only when we get down to number 6, the good housekeeping one, that is more like general blender reviews, and I believe all of these underneath it, apart from this one, but all of the ones underneath it from these very large sites are more general blender reviews. So these first 6 articles are all about best blenders for seniors, so it must be something you could write about. It must be something that has search volume, whereas on SemRush it's not giving me any information. So that's really disappointing from my side. I would have thought that when you are paying, because I mean you have to pay roughly $100 a month for you to get this tool, and for them not to have data on something like this, when KWFinder has all this data, and it would enable you like to find the opportunity for you to write about, and it's way cheaper. So yeah, that's a big surprise. Okay, so that's the 4 keywords. As you can see, I mean, this is a prime example why I really like KWFinder. Like the fact it can actually hold its own and actually do better than one of the powerhouse tools on the market, it kind of tells me that, you know, it's a good tool. Anyway, like I said, I will leave links in the description for you to try yourself. It's always a good idea you try out yourself, and all these tools, they always offer their own free trials, right? So no worries there. Thanks for watching the video, and of course, hopefully, I will see you in the next one.